Hey everyone, National Master Steven Adams here. Today I want to talk to you about some decision making at the chessboard. The position that I have on the screen here comes from my game in the last round of the State Scholastic Championship. The winner of this game would earn the chance to represent the state of Alabama in the Danker Tournament of High School Champions. So this is a very important game, a lot on the line, and we see that we have some pressure on Black's position. We have some good attacking prospects. All of our pieces are in active positions. We have this nice knight that's pointed towards the center. The queen and rook are centralized, and the bishop is piercing along this diagonal. The rook on a1 is stuck defending the a2 pawn right now, but it could potentially join the game as well. So first, I'll give you the chance. I'll pause and we'll give you the chance to think about what you would do here to try to make the most of White's position. So we'll resume in 3, 2, 1. So in the game, I spent a long time on my clock calculating a sacrifice on e5, right? So I was thinking about knight takes e5, and after f takes e5, rook takes e5, we have this nice double attack going on the queen and the bishop, and the queen moves to keep defending the bishop, like let's say queen d6. We would have, let's say, something like queen c4 check, and this would win the bishop on c5. We don't have to worry about the back rank, like let's say after king f8, rook takes c5, because at the very end we would have queen to f1 check, and we would just be winning. Oh, queen f1 is a block, and we would just be winning material. We would also have to calculate king moves for black. So after knight takes e5, we had to calculate king g8, but this is met by queen c4, and we're still up a pawn, and we have some really nice threats going on the bishop and along this diagonal towards the king. If king to e8, I thought I could have rook takes d8, rook takes d8, queen c6, and king f8, and I'm still up the pawn and have a nice position still. And after knight takes e5, if king f8, there's a really, really nice tactic. After rook takes c5, queen takes c5, and now queen takes a8. The idea being here that we're going to have the fork at the end after knight rook takes a8, knight d7, and white would be up a bishop at the end of all these lines. So there's a lot of tempting tactics here, but even despite all of that, black has the move king to g7 here, and I couldn't find a way to continue. The knight on e5 is actually pinned to the queen, and white's in a little bit of trouble here. So what do you do at the board? A lot of players, when they see a move like knight takes e5, become emotionally attached to it, and in addition, if you devote a lot of time to thinking about and analyzing it, they mentally commit to playing the move. And it's easy to fall in love with a move. I would say, though, never play a move that you know is bad. The chessboard doesn't care that you analyzed and overanalyzed a move. Calculation does not make a move good. Calculation is just a tool to help us find good moves. And if you mentally commit and fall in love with moves, you'll get yourself into trouble and also miss a lot of opportunities. And here I was able to actually shake off this idea of knight takes e5. I didn't go for that. Instead, I went for this move pawn to g4, which is a very surprising move. It's not immediately sacrificing or attacking. We're not moving any of the pieces, but instead we're just going to play the move g5 next and completely cripple the black structure. It's going to completely collapse. This e5 pawn is going to be majorly undermined. And I'll just show you how the game finished. My opponent played bishop to d6, trying to get protection for e5, but after pawn to g5, we push anyway, and they back up knight to g8, but now it simply exchanged on d6 and took the pawn on b4. And here I am up a pawn. My opponent continued by taking on g5, but after rook a to d1, we're going after the d6 pawn. Rook takes a2, but now we go with bishop takes e5. Is a nice move. Now if rook takes a2, left this rook on d8 undefended, we have this tactic bishop takes e5 exploiting this pin, and instead of getting just the d6 pawn, we're going to get both the d6 and e5 pawns after h5. Bishop takes d6, and being up the pawn, and with black's extremely exposed king and all of white's active pieces, I won the game in a few moves after this. So, the lesson of this example is to not mentally commit to a move and don't fall in love with a move that you know is bad. If you see a refutation to your move, don't commit to it anyway and play it. You could be missing out on opportunities to do something a lot better. Just because you spend a lot of time calculating it, you don't have to follow through with it. You can always make a different move. You don't have to have a sunken cost and play something that you know doesn't work. Instead, look for other opportunities. So, I hope this was instructive and helpful. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.